Hi there, Niklas here. Let me introduce you to Small Rantonen Kantele, a 5-string kantele from Finland. The original sampled instrument is one of the oldest kanteles in the world, made in 1770. Some important features of the virtual kantele include: you can strum any chord while playing melodies. You can tune the instrument in many ways, as each string can be tuned separately. You can add layers. You can play in different playing positions. Six articulations and even 2 types of percussion. Now that the quick introduction is done, I'll jump to the deep end and tell more about the features. The instrument has 2 play modes, player and classic. With the player mode, you can play long notes just by pressing the keys. If you keep the sustain pedal down, you get the short notes. With the classic mode, you have to keep the sustain pedal down to play the long notes. When you keep the sustain pedal released, you get the short notes. Here are the long upstrokes, played with a fingertip. Long downstrokes played with a nail. Damped notes. Harmonics. Dead or ghost notes with upstrokes played with a fingertip. And the same with downstrokes played with a nail. You may load or unload the samples using the boxes below the articulations. The strumming was created by combining individual samples. This way you can control every detail of the strum and create your own chords and patterns. First you make a chord using the chord keys. Then you use the strum down or the strum up key switch to strum the chord. Strumming speed can be adjusted with the expression pedal and with individual speed controls. We sampled 2 kinds of percussion. Percussion by striking the strings with a hand and percussion by striking the wooden body of the instrument. These are the main controllers. Vibrato. Expression. Tone. Delay. Strumming speed that can be controlled with the expression pedal. Reverb space. Reverb on and off. Reverb size. Sample offset. Attack. Dirty, which adds a dirty layer on the notes, so we have the sounds of finger touching the strings and also the sound of hand damping the strings. Pad. This controls how ambient the notes are. You can see visually which controllers are used, so it's easy to tweak them. Under the Play tab, you can visually observe the instrument being played. You can switch the playing position by using the mod wheel or by dragging the playing position controller. We recorded in 3 different positions: left, center and right. There is a crossfade between the positions, so the switching is smooth. This is the damping controller that can be controlled with a sustain pedal. In player mode, when you press the pedal down, the notes are damped. This controls the time in which the notes are damped. If you keep the pedal down, the notes are played short. In classic mode, it's the opposite, so when you release the pedal, the notes are damped. If you keep the pedal released, you get the short notes. Under the microphone tab, you can change the volumes of the individual microphones and the stereo width. We recorded the instrument with 4 microphones. 3 of those were hanging above the kantele and 1 contact microphone was attached in the right side of the kantele. Here you have a bunch of options. The samples were recorded with and without the resonance, so with this option you can choose which samples to use. When playing the highest string of the kantele, sometimes your nail may first scratch the side of the kantele. We sampled the scratch, and it can be triggered either automatically by using this checkbox here or by using this key switch. The checkbox triggers the scratch randomly. If you want to change the polarity of the expression pedal, you can do it here. With these sliders you can adjust the speed of the up and down strummings. And this is the articulation setup, where you can adjust the volume of the individual articulations. With the damped notes and harmonics, you can also switch to a velocity mode for controlling these articulations without key switches. So you select if the key velocity should be lower or higher than the slider amount to trigger the articulations. Under the Tune tab you can switch between the original tuning and the traditional tuning. And even tune each string separately. The middle string represents 2 notes at the same time. For example, in the original tuning it is both the E and the note that's half step lower, which is D sharp. This way you can play with both major and minor tunings without changing the tuning. In the physical kantele this was not possible, but in some modern kanteles this is achieved with a switch. Articulations can be switched here. This replucks the last played note. This triggers the damped notes when I keep it pressed. And this triggers the harmonics. With this key switch pressed down, you can play long downstrokes whenever. When playing the highest string, a wood scratch sample is added, as that's the moment the player's nail scratches the side of the kantele. Under the Control tab, you can customize the key switches and the controller numbers. That's about it. Have fun with the kantele.